question comes from Oliver, who asks, what if you had $1 billion, but all of it was in pennies? Great question! And, by the way, feel free to drop your questions in the comments, and who knows, we might answer yours next. Now, $1 billion in pennies? I'll tell you one thing, it would definitely increase your appreciation of dimes. Before we dive in, let's set our ground rules. We're assuming that these are all U.S. pennies. Each penny weighs 2.5 grams. Each penny is worth 1 cent. That's 100 pennies per dollar, and 100 billion pennies in total. Each weighs 2.5 grams. Multiply that by 100 billion, and we've got 250,000 metric tons, which means roughly 40,000 elephants, or about 1,600 blue whales, or get this, over 1,000 statues of liberty made entirely of pennies. Oh yes, you're officially the heaviest billionaire on Earth. Let's start small. A single penny? Harmless. You can lose one in your couch. $1 billion in pennies? That's 100 billion coins weighing 250,000 tons. Tried to stack them. 1 penny is 1.52 millimeters thick. So your stack would be 152,000 kilometers tall. That's nearly halfway to the moon. I don't recommend carrying that in your wallet. Now, where do you put all that? Each penny has a volume of about 0.36 cubic centimeters. So multiply that by 100 billion, and you need 36 million liters of storage. That's 14 Olympic swimming pools filled with pennies. That you're not rich. You're just a full-time coin museum curator. Renting enough warehouse space to hold that much metal? Around 250,000 square feet minimum, costing several $1 million per year in rent alone. And you'll need forklifts, armored trucks, and probably a chiropractor. All right, let's live your best billionaire life. You go grocery shopping. Your milk costs $4.79. That's 479 pennies, or 1.2 kilograms. A single grocery trip might require a gym membership. Paying your rent? $2,000 in pennies is 200,000 coins. That's about 500 kilograms, or half a ton. Congratulations! You now pay your landlord with a forklift. Even banking them is a nightmare. Most banks limit coin deposits to about $100 per visit. That means you'd need 10 million separate deposits just to exchange your pennies. If you did one per day, you'd finish in about 27,000 years. Better start early. But wait, it gets worse. You'll need to guard them. That much copper attracts thieves, scrap dealers, and probably archaeologists from the future. If you melted your fortune down, you'd have about 60,000 tons of copper and zinc, worth roughly $500 million on the commodities market. Congratulations! You're now half as rich and under investigation by the U.S. Mint. And rolling them? At 50 pennies per roll, that's 2 billion rolls. Even if you rolled one every 10 seconds, 24 hours a day, you'd finish in 634 years. I hope immortality comes free with your coin collection.
I mean, it's not crazy to think I can't live to be 245, maybe 300.
Could this really happen? Technically, yes, if you could convince the Federal Reserve to pay you in coins. But logistically, it's impossible. The total mass of pennies you'd need is more copper than the U.S. Mint produces in decades. Here's the lesson. Scaling up small money reveals how physical constraints crush fantasy wealth. When you multiply something tiny, like a coin, by a billion, the universe reminds you that space, weight, and friction still exist. That's not economics. That's physics. So, my curious little geniuses, what did we learn today? Being rich in theory doesn't always mean freedom. Sometimes a billion-dollar fortune is just a billion tiny problems. The true currency of the universe isn't copper. It's curiosity. Well, that's enough copper chaos for one day. If this shiny little brain snack made you smile, give it a like. Share it with your smartest friend. And remember, curiosity doesn't cost a penny.